White plays pawn to e4. Black responds pawn to e5. Now white plays queen to h5, trying to attack quickly. Black simply develops with knight to c6. White continues with bishop to c4. Black plays pawn to g6, attacking the queen. White moves the queen again with queen to f3. Now black plays knight to f6, developing another piece. You can see that white moved the queen twice while black developed pieces normally. This is why bringing the queen out too early is a mistake. White plays pawn to e4. Black replies pawn to e5. White develops a knight with knight to f3. Black plays knight to c6. Now white moves the same knight again with knight to g5. Black continues developing with knight to f6, and white moves the knight back with knight to ff3. This wastes time and gives black the chance to take the center with pawn to d5. In the opening, try to develop new pieces instead of moving the same piece repeatedly. Ignoring the center. Controlling the center is one of the most important principles in chess, but beginners often ignore it. For example, white plays pawn to a3. Black takes the center with pawn to e5. White plays pawn to h3. Black continues with pawn to d5, controlling the center even more. Then white plays pawn to g4. Black develops a knight with knight to c6. Now black has a strong center while white has wasted moves on the sides. Not developing pieces. Let's see another common mistake. White plays pawn to e4. Black replies pawn to e5. White plays pawn to d3 instead of developing a piece. Black immediately takes the center with pawn to d5. White captures with pawn takes d5. Black recaptures with queen takes d5. Now black already has an active queen while white is still behind in development. Not castling the king. King safety is extremely important in chess. White starts with pawn to e4. Black replies pawn to e5. White develops knight to f3. Black plays knight to c6. White develops bishop to c4. Black develops bishop to c5. White plays pawn to d3. Black plays knight to f6. White develops another piece with knight to c3, but still does not castle. Now black starts attacking with pawn to d6. If white delays castling for too long, the king can become a target.